You're watching the Bearcat Network. Today's Tuesday, February 3rd, and this is Cat Chat. I'm Chris Sabato with my co-host Kip Ioane, bringing the news, events, and an inside look at Bearcat athletics. It's been a while since our last show, but we're back at it.
2014 was our last show.
Yep. Well, let's jump into the roundup. We'll talk about what happened this past weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, myself and Coach Schwedner took the men's and women's basketball team on the hardest road trip of the season, heading over to Whitman and Whitworth, on both sides, men's and the women's. Both those two teams are phenomenal. Both of us ended up going 0-2. I think we were pretty happy with how we competed. My guys, we lost 78-70 to Whitman. That was a 3-point game with 1:12 to go. We had a chance to get even closer. And then Whitworth was 90-83 at their place on Saturday. You know, that's a nationally ranked team. So, you know, some things we did out there we can definitely carry forward going into this next weekend. And I think Coach Schwedner's, they were up at halftime of the Whitman loss, 71-60, but they were up at 6 at halftime. Whitman's a runner-up in the country last year. And then Whitworth Saturday, they battled, unfortunately fell 67-51. But as we'll talk about in the Digging Deeper, I think that their Pegs team is one of the most improved teams in the league. So it's they got some good things coming the last 3 weeks of the season. Yeah.
Swimming was at Linfield on Saturday. Tough loss for both teams. Linfield, a beatable team for the swimming team. The men lost 107-98, and the women lost 112.5 to 92.5.
Yeah, those are crazy close.
Yeah, so both teams that are beatable, and I think they'll be looking for a little revenge come conference in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Digging deeper, diving into, since it's been so long, we can update everybody on kind of the state of the seasons of the winter sports. Yeah. On the women's side, like we mentioned before, Coach Schweder and the ladies had a phenomenal non-conference schedule, 5 wins coming out of there, which has got to be the most they've had in over a decade coming out of non-conference. Doing a great job, JoJo DeLong, Katie Kalugan, Kyrie Towery, all of them having great moments here and there throughout the season. You know, their conference is so good. The women's side of the NWC. It's been a rough start for them, but they've been in a ton of games, beat Linfield last week here, which I think was a big get for them. And then before the Whitworth-Whitman trip, I think there was a lot of positive momentum, and I think they'll get that back as they come through these last 6 games. There's a lot of teams on that schedule that they probably match up better with than they did up there. Yeah,
and that's kind of a, I don't know if it would technically be called a trap set of games, but they come off a Linfield high and feeling great, and then they have to go all the way to Eastern Washington. So it's a long trip. And that's no matter who you're playing, that's tough.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many movies we watch. It's still a long bus ride.
Yeah, and then you play the 2 best teams in the conference. Yeah. So it's kind of rough for them in that they're so high, and they've just got a gauntlet to go through. So hopefully they're going to go through that, get through this weekend, and kind of carry that win against Linfield past
and I think the momentum, you're absolutely right, because you saw the first half against Whitman, which was their first half after that win. They're up 6 at halftime, so I think you're absolutely right. They can get some more momentum going. I think there's some wins there on the schedule coming up. You know, on our side of things, we're right in the thick of it, which is all we can ask for. You know, despite the 2 losses, we're 4-6, but we're only a game out of 4th place, and that's all you need in the NWC is to get to 4th and you get in the NWC tournament, which I think has been our #1 goal all year, is to be playing meaningful games in February, and here we are. So pretty proud of our guys. Bubba Ludke, Jr. has been NWC Player of the Week 3 times. Bridger Harlington's had career games back-to-back now, junior for us, and we're playing a ton of freshmen, whether it's Brendan McCullough from Texas, Nico Troplant, Dylan Critchfield. I mean, I can keep going. Sometimes I got a lot of babies out there, but they're all competing their butts off. Our seniors have stepped up and really done a great job. Kyle McNally leads the league in block shots and done a great job leading this young group. So as a coach, I'm pretty excited. We got a lot of work to get to starting today in practice, but there's definitely some games that are going to mean something because everybody that's ahead of us, we play. So we have a chance to make up ground.
And we got 6 games left, and all 6 of those winnable games.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very difficult, but all of them we've either beaten before or been right there with in the first time through. So excited. And we've had great support. The swim team's been all of our games. The crowds at Cone have been awesome, and we're looking forward to playing 4 out of 6 at home to end the year.
Yeah. In the swimming pool, the men's team, they entered the Northwest Conference Championships, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Their dual meet record is 2-5, so not the best record in the world, but they're tied. There's a 3-way tie for 5th place. So the bottom 4 schools are all pretty well matched against themselves, and they're hoping to maybe get back up there, maybe even pop one of those Washington schools off the list. And we'll talk with freshman Mark Yuvienco, who's been pretty much a standout for the men's team this year, and he's ranked in the top 16 in 6 events, including being ranked 3rd in the 200 butterfly. And we'll talk a little bit with Mark later.
You know, I think the thing, we got a chance to see their meet against Lewis and Clark here. We went and saw it as a team, and the thing that just sticks out to you at a swimming meet is energy.
Yeah.
Not just the people in the pool, but, I mean, the deck is always active. The coaches are doing walking laps with them. It's awesome. It's a great environment. Fun to see Coach Leslie Shevlin's team just have so much passion for what they're doing. It was contagious for our guys. I think we enjoyed seeing them in action.
Yeah, and I think that our venue has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
You know, we've got a very unique swimming venue, and that it's not real big.
Right.
But it's kind of like, I like to think of it as it's like Hoosiers for swimming.
That's a great one. I like it. Yes.
It's like small, but
we're right on top of you.
Yeah.
We have nowhere else to sit. We're going to be right here.
Yeah. On the women's side, 1-6 in their dual meet season. They head into the conference championship 7th. They've had their team. As a whole team, they haven't been fantastic. They've had several individuals doing very well, and including freshman standout Cassie Tallman. She's ranked in the top 16 in 5 events, including the 200 breaststroke where she's 4th, and the 200 IM where she's 6th. So
impressive. They got some young kids.
They've got a handful of younger kids that are ranked well in the conference, going into the conference. And the way the swimming conference works is they score to the top 16.
Okay.
So they have the primary finals 1 through 8, and then the secondary finals 9 through 16.
The more bodies you can get in there, the better chance.
Yeah. And like I said, so they're, as a whole team, not the greatest, but they've got some individual standouts, and they're hoping to get a little bit more points and maybe move up from 7th.
Absolutely.
We're here with Mark Yuvienco. He's a freshman on the swim team, and we're going to talk a little bit with him about swimming and life. And let's start off with you're a freshman, so it's fresh in your head. What brought you to Willamette?
What brought me to Willamette was first of all, just the opportunity that I got to swim in college. And also, just when I came here for my visit, Coach Leslie was really nice, and I really loved her coaching style. And you can really tell that she really cared about the program, and I really liked that. And also, that Willamette has good academics, and they also had things I wanted to study, like exercise science or Chinese. So just that combination really attracted me here. So I really like that.
Sounds like a perfect fit.
Yep.
Take us through a day in the life of a swimmer. I talked to Coach Leslie a lot, and it seems like you guys are practicing 24 hours a day.
Yeah, I guess.
Take us through when you wake up. I mean, how many workouts are going on? What's it like to be a swimmer?
So a typical day in the life of the swimmer is usually we wake up around 5:30 in the morning, and we eat breakfast, and then we like to get breakfast in our room, and then we just walk down here, get the pool around 5:45, get changed in the locker room, and then at 6 we start our warm-up. So we do some stretching, shoulder stuff, and then by 6:05, 6:10 we get in the water, and we do swimming around until 7:40.
Okay.
And then from there we mostly just all go to our classes. And then later in the afternoon at around 4:15, we all lift weights together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Excellent.
So, what's different about swimming collegiately than in high school?
Just the team atmosphere. It's very close and tight knit. And in high school, we didn't really cheer for each other that much. But in college, there's cheering for every single event, and I love it, and it's really cool.
And I noticed that, you guys have been great coming to our games, being a really loud, crazy group for us. So we came to one of your meets. I think it was against Lewis and Clark.
Yeah.
Are those cheers planned? Is there strategy behind it? I mean, everything. You're right. It's constantly noisy in there, and there's people are swimming, and you guys are walking up and down the deck with them. What's happening out there?
It's really not a planned cheer. It's just whenever someone's swimming, we just cheer for them, and we just cheer for as long as they're swimming, and just motivating them. And yeah, it's not really planned. We just do it, I guess.
Can you hear that? I mean, you're in the water. You're doing the butterfly.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
There's a few people you can hear. There's some voices you can hear. But, yeah, you can definitely hear the noise, and that really helps motivate you to keep going. So, yeah.
Talk a little bit about – you're off this weekend, and you have the conference meet next weekend. What are some of the things that you guys are looking for? What are some of the things that you guys are looking for in a what are your kind of emotions like? Are you just kind of like blinders on and you've never been to a conference meet, so you don't know what to expect? I mean, where are you at?
I guess I'm excited because obviously, like I said, it's my first meet, and also it's one of those moments like we're starting to peak and you're starting to feel that all the hard work you put out during the season is starting to pay off. But obviously, there's a little bit of nervousness because it's your first one, but a lot of the upperclassmen I've talked to about it, and I've only heard good things about it, and I'm just really excited to be there with the team. So, yeah.
And you've enjoyed a great start for a freshman, to your career. You're ranked in the top 16 in 6 events, and the best one, obviously, being ranked 3rd in the 200 butterfly. Is that your favorite, or is that just the one you're best at?
I guess it's my favorite because I'm good at it,
yeah.
But it's definitely one of the tougher events. But
is that the stroke itself is complicated?
Yeah, the stroke itself is tough, but yeah, I guess that's what motivates me to like it because I'm good at it. But there are times, especially when you're training for it, you're just like, oh, I don't like this event.
Is there another stroke that helps you with the fly, or does the fly help you with another one? Tell us a little bit about, for those swimming novices out there. Do they complement each other, or are they completely different?
I guess for me personally, though, what has helped me is in high school, I did actually more of distance swimming.
Okay.
And that's really taught me to, like, swim smarter tactically. Okay. Like, stick to a strategy. Don't always you have to always race the other guy. Just stick to your strategy. And that's kind of like really applied to all of my races.
Okay.
Like I know how to swim a lot smarter now.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what's really helped me. But I guess with butterfly, it's just like staying mentally tough. I mean, like with butterfly, especially in that 200 butterfly, you have to stay a lot mentally tougher. Like even though you're hurting, you just gotta like tell yourself just keep going and yeah.
So one of the you mentioned in high school you did primarily distance, and one of the events that you're ranked fairly high in the conference is the 500 free.
Yeah.
Is that a focus for you, or is that a carryover? You did that in high school, so you did it a couple times, and you just happened to be...
It's definitely more of a carryover, I'd say, but I guess I like it because it's different from butterfly than what I train for, and I think it's just more the event I have more fun with, and yeah, I really enjoy it, but yeah.
How many, at the conference, now our pool here is how big?
It's
25?
25 yards,
Is conference going to be the same?
Yeah, it's going to be the same, yeah.
Because I know my guys had a hard time. Coach, how many laps are they doing here? How many touches is the 200?
Oh, 200 is 8 laps.
8 laps?
Yes.
So in the 500 is what?
20.
I'm at 20.
20 laps, yeah.
And they put the number, so how do you keep track yourself? Do you need that number they put in the pool for, or do you have it in your own head?
Well, usually, for me, I use the numbers more of like when I need to know when to like go harder or something.
Okay.
But I really think it's only really critical like towards the end. Like in the beginning, I don't really look at the numbers, but towards the end, it's helpful.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So let's talk a little bit about academics now. You mentioned exercise science and Chinese.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird combination.
That's a Willamette comment. At Willamette, I would not be surprised if you're the only one.
Yeah.
If you're not the only one who has
I've actually not. One of the upperclassmen is a junior right now, Andrew Lum. He's been a real mentor to me, and he's kind of like opened my eyes to the exercise science world because coming into Willamette, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do Chinese because I took 4 years of that in high school, so I definitely wanted to continue that. And when I came from my visit here, so Andrew was my host, and I shadowed like one of his like exercise science classes, and it was like really cool, and I found that really interesting. So when I came here, I decided to try it, and I took it first semester, and I like it. So
good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a question that in 4 years you'll probably give me a completely different answer.
Yeah, probably.
But what are you looking to do with exercise science and Chinese? I mean, what's your...
Well, for Chinese, I don't really know. I just want to become fluent eventually. But exercise science, I really don't know yet, really. But I definitely want to do something related in the sports world because like sports has been like such a big part of my life, and like actually like one of my favorite TV shows to watch is Sports Center. Like I'm really caught up with the sports world.
There you go.
So yeah, I think I might try and do that. But yeah. Around there.
Excellent. Give us what's the one thing you can always count on Coach Leslie to say in a practice or a meet? What's the saying you guys always know is going to come out of her mouth? It can be motivation or it can be a funny joke for the team. Either one. Either one.
Usually, like in practice, it's motivational. It's saying, like, you're going to hurt in the meet, but this is where we train harder and where we're going to get better. And also another thing is she like really takes pride in our team, and she knows that we're better than other teams and that we work harder than other teams, and she definitely says that a lot at meets, which is really nice to hear.
So going into the conference meet, you guys are tied for 5th in the dual meet schedule.
Yeah.
So is that? Are you thinking? Is Coach Leslie, talking about the team aspect of the conference meet, or are you more focused on I'm doing these events and I need to do well in these events, and the team stuff will come?
I guess it's like both. So we definitely know we can do better in the team aspect at conference, but me personally, individually, I'm focusing on my individual events just so I can do well for the team, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
And are you, as far as what we don't need to give away what events you're swimming in conference, because I'm assuming you're not swimming all 6 of them.
No.
So is your event choice based on what you're best at, or what you would rather do?
It's a little bit of both, but obviously you want to do what you're best at. But I think the events I'm going to be swimming at conference is something I want to do and I'm good at, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Good.
So yeah.
And is that a conversation you have with Coach Leslie? You sit down and say, I'd like to do this, and she says, well, I'd like you to do this.
Yeah.
We need points over here.
Yeah, definitely. I knew I was definitely going to swim these 2 events at conference, but I was kind of unsure of my 3rd event. But I talked to her a lot about it, and I think we've kind of made up our mind by now. But yeah, I definitely talked to her a few times, but she's been nothing but helpful.
Good.
Is it tough to have this break this week before it, or is it what you guys need for your bodies to rest?
I think it's good physically. Mentally, it's kind of like you get a little antsy, just conference is coming up. But this is a good help for us physically, for our team to recover and get well rested for the meet.
So going into the conference meet is 3 days, 3 long days.
Yes.
I can attest to that from when we hosted it a couple years ago. It's 3 long days. How do you prepare for that? With during the season, it's mostly if you've got a busy weekend, it's a Friday and a Saturday, and it's usually pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking with the conference, you're talking about six swims over the course of, and you won't obviously probably swim in all 6 of them.
Yeah.
But 6 swims over the course of 3 days. That's a lot.
I guess.
How do you prepare for that?
You really just have to take care of your body, and anytime you have downtime, use that time to rest. And you just got to make sure you're eating well, you're hydrating all the time, and it's basically that. But it's not really that hard.
And is this? I'm guessing that this is not something new.
No, definitely not.
At the collegiate level, you're in the high school level. You've kind of the same championship type meets. They're long and grueling. So you're prepared for that.
Yes, I am.
Good. Good. Well, we appreciate you stopping by. And
absolutely.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You realize the Cat Chat, everyone we've had on here has gone on to a great next event or game. So you're due to win big things because you've been on the Cat Chat.
Yeah.
So you will owe it all to us, but that's okay. We're more than happy to hand that out to you. All right, looking ahead now to the week that is here on campus and off campus with all the traveling happening. Coach Aaron Swick and the baseball team, it's insane. There's baseball. I mean, the weather says no. But, they're heading down to California. They're at Claremont Mudscripts Friday at 2 p.m., a doubleheader Saturday, and then another one on Sunday. So it's awesome to see, Coach Swick and the boys out there. It's crazy. Literally, they're in the cage hitting. They're taking grounders, and it's February, and the skies are still raining. But away they go to sunny California, and hopefully they can get a great season last year, a ton of momentum coming into this year, and hope to see them excel again on the diamond. In the basketball, on the hardwood, we're started George Fox men's and women's team Friday, doubleheader, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. over in Newburgh, and then hopefully everybody can get here Saturday, Cone Fieldhouse, 4 and 6 o'clock. The NWC is different this year. On Saturdays, we play 4 and 6, so Coach Pegg's team will tip off at 4 p.m. versus UPS. We'll tip off at 6 p.m. Should be some great games, and on our side, it definitely has playoff implications. We'd like to have the tiebreaker with them. And on Coach Pegg's side, those are 2 very good teams they're playing against. We'd like to see them play very well against that type of opponent.
Yep. And on Saturday, Willamette University is going to be celebrating National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Basically, we're inviting local girls and their families to come to the Willamette women's basketball game against Puget Sound at 4 p.m., like we just mentioned. the girls that attend the game are encouraged to represent any team that they're involved with by wearing some apparel, jersey or whatever it is that they're in. I mean, obviously, swimmer, you don't need to wear your suit.
True.
But some sort of apparel for whatever.
Soccer, volleyball, doesn't matter.
Yep, and those kids will get free admission and free admission for up to 4 of their family members. And afterwards, there's going to be a meet and greet with a handful of the women's sports teams. I know the basketball team will be there. I think the softball team and probably the swim team as well.
Great opportunity.
Yeah.
Pack the house for a great cause.
Yeah. So if you've got some young ladies that bring them out.
Absolutely.
Well, that's it for this week. It's been a while since.
Good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and we'll be back at it again next week. In the meantime, check us out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Check out, we've got two games. The George Fox game, you can check that through our portal, and it's their coverage. And then on Saturday, if you can't make it to town, you can watch live and catch up and all the Bearcat action.
Absolutely, go Cats.
Yeah. Until next time, we'll see you later.